side bottom, clever. Pendlebury, gee, that left foot comes in handy.
What's the skills of the Pies? And what's Scotty Pendlebury from fly? Here is Pendlebury. Out to Pendlebury. Pendlebury.
Welcome back to Game Day. Always nice to have a premiership player and a Norm Smith medalist. Scott Pendlebury is both of those. Welcome to you, Scotty.
Thanks, mate.
A lot has been made about your fellow star in the midfield. And we talk about Dane Swan. Wait, I want to show you a 2010 image. This is on the premiership dais, just very happily sort of lifting the cup above his head. All things look pretty lean. And this was taken 6 weeks ago, the net shot. Do you think he's put on weight?
He's done a bit more shoulder and neck work and he's bulked up a bit. And
Friday night?
He's in good nick at the moment.
He was very good again. He's Anzac Day medalist again. You're always surprised about how many things get written about the Collingwood Football Club being the juggernaut that it is?
No, not really. You get used to, I suppose, 7 years there now that sort of all stories Collingwood are pretty important. So, but you know, we've learnt to deal with it. As
we show you the results of Friday night, how did you rate the Pies on Friday night? Got home by 21 points in the end. Numbers are in front of you all.
I thought the game from us was we sort of made the most of when we had momentum, but I wouldn't say we're in control of the game at all.
Das, your game?
Yeah, just starting to roll back into the form that we know makes them an unbelievable unit. The Magpies, Heath Shaw back in was a pretty important inclusion, 22 disposals and a couple of goals. And his run and carry is just incredibly important. Now this man did a hamstring and was subbed out at the half-time, Easton Wood. Up until then, he was having a massive influence over this, and the Bulldogs were very, very competitive. Still side bottom, I'm a massive fan. He gets a nice little armchair ride here from the man alongside me, Scotty Pendlebury. Had a career high 29 disposals, did still side bottom. Sean Higgins is an important player who hasn't had any great continuity for a couple of seasons. He played a pretty good performance last night. Now, I want to ask about this man, Ben Sinclair, who has got some leg speed, Pendles. He was just incredibly fast, and his forward pressure is sensational. Brian Lake, great job in the first half on Travis Cloak. Kept Cloak to one possession, had 13 himself, and then went forward, kicked that big goal at a crucial stage. This is the turnover that sealed it for Collingwood. Harry O'Brien picked up and goal. That was the game for the Magpies. A little closer than you might have thought. The three things that I've learnt: Chris Dawes played his best game for Collingwood in 6 months. He's a really important part of their side. Easton Wood will be a star at some point in time. He was fantastic. And Dane Beams is now one of the most important Magpies. With Luke Ball out, he stepped up to the plate again. I thought he had a great effort. All round here he is, Dane Beams, involved with you, Pendles. He really has lifted his rating. He's got himself into a position now where he can fill that void that Luke Ball has left behind.
Yeah, well, he's so clean around the footy. You can see here his work rate to get in and under and win that hard ball is very good. And with Bally going down, it give him the opportunity to get in there, and he's made the most of it.
You touched on, Sully Sinclair.
Yeah, how quick is he? I love the role he plays. He just defensive pressure. It seems as though that's the mission statement from Bucks. Just make sure you apply pressure. Is he as quick as he looks?
Yeah, he'd be the quickest guy at our club over 20 and probably over 100. Would have been Bally, but he's not too quick at the moment. So, and then as you said, that defensive pressure stuff that he does is why we rate him so highly.
Now, Dane's certainly having an impact around the ball, mate. But you're having another stellar season yourself. When to play against, you look like it's in slow motion. You're quicker than you look, and your highlights again from the other night is having a huge influence on games.
Yeah, it's nice that you said I'm quicker than I look, because a lot of the boys get stuck in me that I'm too slow. So I realise I don't have great pace. I've got to be, I suppose, fast in the mind.
Have you felt you've had to take up some of that extra slack, that responsibility that Bally's been out, or is that coming from those guys that are around you?
I think just the whole midfield group in general has had to lift, 5-10% to cover the loss of Bally.
Yeah.
This time last year, you're absolutely flying, the footy club. So you're going about 95%. What are you at the moment? 75? Is that fair?
Probably about 80%, I would say.
Yep.
We've got a few guys to come back in, but in saying that, Lockie Keefe's really stepped up, Ben Sinclair's really stepped up. So two guys that have really put their name forward and cemented a spot in our side.
How often do you think about what took place at MCG late September last year? Is it with you permanently?
I suppose more when you just watch football. You always see the flashbacks from the grand final just gone, and always see Geelong holding the cup and us sitting on the ground, so it's not enjoyable to look at.
Scotty, having to build a new trophy cabinet for yourself at the moment. Norm Smith medals, Anzac Day medals. Just collected another one on Friday night. You weren't all that interested in grabbing it. Poor old Chris Grant standing there and trying to cool you down? And you said, no, I've got enough. I don't really need another one.
I've seen Maxi standing out the front, so I think Maxi thought he was going to get it. So Maxi was quite surprised, as you've seen there. He sort of put his hand up and said, "Who?" And the boys said that I'd won, so very happy to accept it.
You were speaking to Bucks, I think, out the back of the pack at that point. He looked very relaxed after the game. Is he enjoying the pressure that is coaching? I think we've got some images of here. How's he handling it?
Yeah, he's going very well. I've seen some images like this. It's quite funny when you watch the coaches. They lose the plot in the box, and you wonder what they're actually saying or talking about.
Ryan Griffin,
A dog? Do you like him more than any other dog other than yourself?
just about, yeah. He's having a great year. Thank you, Hamish.
No,
Very
I'm
well
joking,
said.
you know.
He played fantastically well on Friday night, Ryan Griffin. They've got their troubles, the Bulldogs, up forward and defensively, but still got a couple of elite players in Adam Cooney, who's struggling a bit with a knee injury, but Ryan Griffin's performance was up to his all-time best. I think he's actually taken his game to another level for the Bulldogs, which is exciting for him.
Brian Lake?
Yeah, does he play a little bit more forward? It was a great performance in the first half. He absolutely blanketed Travis Cloke. Cloke's work rate nearly got him in the end. He'd run out of gas. But when he plays this way, he is almost unstoppable. He can play on the best players and create run at the same time. I reckon the formula for him, don't put him on the third best defender. Give him the best because it almost heightens his awareness. He switches on. He plays better on good players. You can't play him on an also-ran. He's got to play on the big names.
Pendles and Dust, I want you to have this argument, and surely you as a midfielder have got a sort of a lack of big guys around at the moment, and Hawthorn knocking it down to you, but can Cam Wood and Darren Jolly play together?
I think so. I think at the moment, though, we're pretty top-heavy. We had, Reedy, Dawsey and Trav in that forward line, so with Dawsey doing that second ruck role, it's up to Joels or Woody to really command that spot.
Mate, we're happy to take Jolly off your hands if you like. We've got nothing for you.
Righto, flip us Buddy or Cyril and we'll get it done.
I reckon you miss Lee Brown more than you would have thought, and I think Cam Wood, I'm not sure that he's up to it, Hamish. I don't know whether he's ever going to be at the stage where he's good enough to play regularly at AFL level. It might be harsh. He's been in the system for a long period of time and he needs to step up, otherwise someone else is going to play that role.
Can you imagine the players doing trades? Flippers, Buddy or Cyril, we'll give you Jolly. It'll be an interesting sort of hour and a half. Scotty's staying with us. We're going to test Scotty on basketball. He's out of the US. He loves his US sport. Plenty more on Gunday.
Here we have Magpie great Sharrod Wellingham. That's a little bit ironic. Don't break it. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. Boring.
Split those out.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Just smile at the camera.
Well, it's pretty good at the Westpac Centre. Sharrod Wellingham's a different cat.
He loves the camera, that kid.
Tell me this week, Travis Cloke, he was put in a Fremantle jumper. He's been discussed as the GWS's #1 target. Brendan Goddard has been the same. You were the same last year. I know you're not a betting man, but if you had $100, will he stay or will he go?
He'll stay. He'll stay. He's a good Melbourne boy.
Good Melbourne boy?
Good Melbourne boy.
Old man won't let him disappear too far, will he?
Nah, they're very close family, so he'll stay.
Okay.
You were the subject of it last year, Scott, because you signed for 1 year, and obviously GWS was coming in. Was it a distraction at all for you? Because Clokey, I know he kicked 3, but he wasn't at his best form on Friday night.
No, it wasn't a distraction at all for me. I suppose in the back of my mind, I knew that the CBA was still getting sorted, and I wanted to make sure that it got done, and we knew what, I suppose, our slice was and what we could get, and then, it's effectively a 5-year deal because I've still got, start of this year, 5 years left with the Pies.
So you're offered $1.1 million to go to GWS, and Collingwood got up to $750,000, so it's $250 less. But you're a chance to play in a premiership. Would you say Collingwood?
Oh, it's easy for me to say now, but yeah, I'd stay at Collingwood.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is a lot of money, but you want to play for premierships, I think.
Yeah.
Let's assume Travis Cloke stays. You've still got to sign Ben Reid, still Sidebottom and Dane Beams. Does one fall out? And Cameron Ling last night said on the coverage that his priority would be Ben Reid ahead of Travis Cloke. Does that surprise you?
No, not at all. I think with Reid and Trav, they're both key bookends for us, so they're both probably equally as important.
Ben Reid played his junior footy up forward with Murray Bushrangers. We saw him go there the other night. We're going to see more of that with Tarrant coming back in the side and Lachlan Keith doing well.
Yeah, well, I think with Keefe holding down that spot down back, it gives Reedy the flexibility to play forward or back, and even on a wing because he's such a great athlete. And just needs to work Reedy on his
Who
goal
would
kicking
you
routine.
consider a swap for Reedy then, if we could maybe take a Hammer's point?
Yeah, no, Reedy's. I think all players are off the market at the moment.
I think it's
we
still
wanna
Buddy
give
and
you guys
Cyril.
Yeah, Buddy or Cyril, and then we'll talk.
yeah.
Hello. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Mwah. Really good.
Very good.
Thought I'd drop around for a coffee.
No worries, I'll show you around the house. Come in.
Thank you.
Behind you is our room. You can see Scott's nice collection of shoes.
Wow. How many pairs does he have there? I can count probably 25 there.
Yeah, a little obsessed with his Nikes.
And who is this?
Yeah, this is Lenny.
Oh, hello, gorgeous. How long have you been modelling for?
This is my 3rd year actually, and yeah, got into it when I was about 21.
How are you when it comes Brownlow time?
Brownlow time. I actually don't mind it. It's good fun. I like going along, watching Scott. They always show some good highlights from the rest of the year, so it's actually a really fun night. And getting ready, to be honest, is just like any other work day, really.
Might have to do this again sometime.
No worries.
Welcome back to Game Day. Scott Pendlebury's better half, Alex Davis. She liked the Lazy Susan, did she, at the Brownlow? That got rave reviews last year.
Yeah, it got great reviews, didn't it?
How many pairs of shoes have you got at home?
I've got more than Al, so yeah, about 40, 50.
Big number. Very, very tidy house. Are you in charge of cleaning? Is it a shared responsibility or is it all Alex?
I think I'll be honest and say we knew that the crew was coming around, so we cleaned up a bit.
Okay. Time to try and match Harry Taylor's genius. You saw him earlier on War Generals and Capital Cities. You are an NBA addict.
Yep.
Let's just take us through some of these names. And there is one that you should get early.
That's Bogut.
Next.
Joakim Noah.
That didn't take long.
LeBron James. Meta World Peace.
Formerly known as?
Ron Artest.
Okay. Next.
Patrick Mills.
All right. Now, if you get this next one, you are in rare company.
It's Derek Rose on my left and Dwayne Wade on the right.
Oh, that's
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You think that someone's been merged and made 2 players 1?
Yeah. Well, it looks like they've done that, but I could be wrong.
You are right.
that is very, very good.
You're not bad. Who do you support?
The Lakers.
Who's going to win the championship?
I think the Heat. They'd have to be favourites.
Okay. Mick's top 10 went into the West Australian yesterday, Das. This is Mick Malthouse's top 10 players, and we've got a man, and we'll get to the list in a moment, but the man that sat at number 1 sits to your left, my right. Sully, he slows things down, he analyses, he delivers, and then in the blink of an eye he's in another position to either defend the ball or to retrieve it. Is he the best midfielder you play against?
You can say
Yeah,
that, mate.
no, well, he's here, I have to say.
Is he the best
No,
midfielder
certainly-
on the panel?
Without doubt. Without doubt. The most frustrating thing is he makes it look so easy.
Yeah.
Just slows down, and there aren't too many guys who can do that.
In the mayhem of the midfield, he does make it look very, very easy. Here's Mick's top 10 going into the season. Gary second, Buddy, Dane. They're amazing names, aren't they?
Great rap, Pendles, from your old coach to have you as the best player in the competition. Were you always a bit of a favourite of Mick's?
I was a little bit of a favourite of Mick's, obviously, but I think Gary Ablett's, he's above that list. He's clearly the best player in the league.
But hang on, that's the beginning of the year. Then Mick has last week. Gary Ablett's gone from number 2 to number 7 based on 3 games where he's got over 40 positions. How
This
does
is
that
up,
work?
up to the start of round 6. Mick is saying they are my top 10 in the league.
Mick's had
on
a-
form, this is what I think
Mick's
is
had a
happening.
meltdown there, I
See,
think, on
Ablett's
Gary
dropped.
Ablett.
Let's pick up Gary Ablett. He goes from 2 to 7. Forget the list for the moment. But do you think he's the best player in the league in another stratosphere from what you've just said?
Yeah, clearly. You can play forward. You could kick probably 100 goals if you went forward. You can rack up 40 every week getting heavily tagged. I just don't think he's got an equal in the game.
Sully?
I absolutely couldn't agree more.
The best by far.
Yep.
It's pretty categoric.
And a great rap for Josh Kennedy too. And I'm rapt that Mick has singled him out. What a story that is, to come off a rookie list to go to Hawthorn and traded to another club. He's taken his game to a whole new level.
Yeah, I haven't seen a great deal of him play, but no, playing against him, he's so big and strong, and he was at Hawthorn for a little while. And he's very good around the clinches.
We'd like to say we taught him everything he knew, but I don't think that's the case.
Sully, you guys have been doing some player trades. I want to know, if you had the chance to bring 5 players to the club outside of Hawthorn, who would they be and why?
Probably start with a couple of big guys. Nick Nat, and seeing as Reedy's on the market, we'd probably pick him up. And then some youth as well, Benal and Nat Fife. And then, and why not, that midfield balance seems to be a real flavour of the month at the moment with us. We'd bring Pendles in also.
Nick Nat, have you seen a better ruckman or a better ruck combination than Nick Nat and Dean Cox?
No, they're a very good ruck combo.
Quick hands, no more boards. Righto, let's go for it. Alex Davis, you are how old?
24.
She's how old?
24.
You've been seeing each other for how long?
4 and a bit years.
What time do you think is the right time to ask a question of someone who you're in love with?
I think there's never the right time. You don't know when it is, but sure, she'll ask soon.
That was beautifully answered.
My advice, I'd lock her away now, Pendles. She's a very beautiful young girl. Hey, we hear about your dietary pre-game plan. You're very specific about not only the night before, but lunch. Tell us about what you get up to.
I just go to a bakery for lunch. I think most guys have a pre-game routine where they get for lunch. So, just a little place on Chapel Street.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I was checking out your website, mate. What's a tout? Is it tout?
Tout is something that Shaquille O'Neal started. It's sort of like a 15-second sort of video message that you can do.
Okay.
Got to make it clear, I don't actually care about the answer to this question, but I've been asked by a member of the audience, when was the last time you washed your hair?
Yeah, a few years ago.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you shower at all, Pendles? Or
I get in the shower.
Do you want to run your hand through that stuff?
No, thanks. No.
So not at all?
No, I like the natural oils.
Oh, look, very nice. Well, tell me about the dreadies before we go. We're going to go in just a moment. What is the process to get dreadlocks?
Oh, it's a really long process. It takes about 6 hours to get done, and a bit of perm solution gets thrown in there, and yeah, it's quite painful to go through, but I quite enjoyed them, but I don't think anyone else did.
No tats, clean skin?
One tat, just a premiership tat.
Thank you for your time. Good luck against the Lions on Saturday night.
Thanks, mate.